Hello. Do you guys see my new background? Do you guys like it? I think it is so beautiful. I had this background for my engagement party, and instead of just using it for one time thing, why not use it as my background for my beauty room? Like, what? 10 out of 10, highly recommend. The lighting's a little wonky. It's because I'm temporarily waiting for my vanity mirror to come in. It came in cracked and it should be in any hour now. And I was just too impatient to wait for it to film this YouTube video, because I tried to film this video about a month or two ago, and I did, and all of a sudden the camera just deleted everything. No evidence, not on the computer, not on the camera, nowhere. So here we are re-recording it. If you can't tell by the title, I'm gonna tell y'all how I got scammed out of $10,000. And the story is still ongoing. It's pending as of today. Let's go to the beginning. So I decided that I wanted to have boxes for my small business. If you're new here, I sell safety keychains and other safety products. I have my link in the description if you guys want to shop and use code YouTube to save that moolah. But yeah, I have poly mailers usually, and I was like, you know what, let's start using boxes. I've seen other businesses use nice pretty boxes. They have custom boxes or they have custom tape, and I just personally thought custom tape was a big fat waste of money. I mean, I guess people would say the same thing about packaging, but I don't know, tape is tape. Like, get you some nice tape from the dollar store, Amazon, Walmart, Target, wherever, call it a day. And I looked up a few vendors, and there was one where they had the lowest price compared to all of them. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll just go with them. I never used them before in my entire life. They showed me the samples. They came out beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I wish I could show you. I'm just not in my office currently. And yeah, I was like, all right, that looks good. They were like, all right, it'll be $1 per box, which sounds pretty cheap, but that's not cheap at all. Not cheap at all. Like, think about it. Yeah, it's $1, but total to this day, I've gotten, I want to say, around 55,000 orders. So imagine $1 per box. $55,000. That's kind of wild. So I was like, oh, $1, like, okay, I'll just do it, right? And I ordered 10,000 boxes. What enticed me to order 10,000 boxes? I don't know, because I typically get on average about 1,000 orders a month. So it's basically gonna take me like a whole year to use those boxes. I should have ordered like 1,000 of them. Okay, I should have ordered 1,000 of them, at like the bare minimum 1,000, just to get me through the month and then see if I like them. But nope, I was like, let's go big, do 10,000. And I think the reason I did that is because it was only $1 if I did that many. If you don't have a business, the smaller amount you get, the more expensive it is. So let's say I was like, oh no, I only want 10 boxes. They're gonna charge me like a couple dollars, like $5 or something. I'm just making up prices. They're gonna charge me more, rather than if I get 10,000, it's gonna be cheaper because you're buying it in bulk. I hope that makes sense. So, and it wasn't even an extravagant box. It was literally just an all pink box, and it says hello, or it says hey fabulous, or hello fabulous. That's it. That's all it says. It's not like it had my logo, it didn't have my face on it. It just says hello fabulous on the inside. Nothing on the outside, not a single thing. But whatever. I pay, and I asked them, actually before I paid, I'm like, are there any other fees? Like, how much is shipping? Are there customs fees? Like, any other fees that I need to know about? Because obviously that plays into how much I'm gonna pay. I think there was no shipping fee. I think they gave me free shipping, and I chose to do it by sea. So it's cheaper if you do it by sea, and it takes like a few months to come in, rather than if you do it by plane, it's really expensive. You get that thing in like a week. But I was like, I'm in no rush. Like, literally, it'll come in like a month or two, call it a day, whatever. They said no fees. Cool. All right. Month goes by, they're like, oh hey, we finished making them, they're gonna ship now, which was fine because they told me it was gonna take about a month for them to make 10,000 boxes. I was like, okay, cool, yada yada yada. About 3 weeks passed by after they said they finished making it, and I start to get these emails from these people like, oh, we're the customs people and you owe $1,000 in customs fees. And I'm like, huh? I'm like, what? Because like, the people told me I didn't owe fees. So I messaged them and I'm like, oh, like I thought you said there was no fees. Or like, oh, we're not in charge of custom fees. And I'm like, I literally asked you, are there going to be customs fees, any shipping fee, any fees in general? Like, because if I would have known I had to pay $1,000 in customs fees, I would have said no thank you, take your boxes elsewhere, right? And I just thought it was weird, so I just ignored them. I just ignored the people because I was like, I don't want the boxes anymore, forget that, right? Then I had another customs person reach out to me. It's from 2 different companies. Both of them are telling me, one is telling me I owe a couple hundred, one's telling me I owe 1,000. I'm like, what? And I'm starting to get angry. And I told people, I was like, the vendor, I was like, I do not want these boxes anymore because why are multiple people reaching out to me about fees that you said that I didn't have to pay? And they're like, oh, friend, I'm so sorry, but we're not in charge of that. We told you, da 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 da. I'm like, no, you didn't. So I said, I don't want the boxes anymore. Nope, don't want them. And then I sat down and thought about it for a few days. I'm like, dang, if I already paid $10,000 for these boxes, like I might as well just cough up another 1,000, and I might as well just cough up the $1,000 and just get my freaking boxes. So whatever, I paid the $1,000. It was about that price. I don't know the exact amount I paid. I could look it up if I wanted to, if I go through my receipts, but I'm just being lazy, y'all. And they're like, oh, well, actually you owe more money now because there's a storage fee too. So I guess because I waited about a week to pay them after they reached out to me, they were like, oh, you have to pay for a storage fee because we've been storing this in our warehouse, all these boxes. And I'm like, bro, I just gave you like $1,000. And I was like, fine, how much is it? It was like $300-400. I was like, here you go. Here's your $300-400. I was like, can you come? They were like, oh yeah, like we could come tonight. And I was like, okay, cool. And I actually have all my business packages shipped to my parents' house. I don't have it shipped to my apartment because I would fill up the entire package room and I physically can't carry all those boxes by myself. And I don't like to get it shipped directly to my office because obviously we're not at the office 24/7. And what if nobody's there and we need to sign for a package, or they come later in the day and nobody's there? So at least at my parents' house, there is at least one person home all the time. It's like, it's a filled house. So whatever. Like, yeah, we'll come. I said, okay, cool, cool, cool. Tell me why a man pulls up in a truck. Like, you know those big white trucks, not a white van that people get kidnapped in, like a big white truck. And I'm like, okay, like, you know what, maybe he has multiple trips or something, because there's no way that whole truck is filled with my boxes. The guy looks at my driveway. He's like, yeah, no, this isn't gonna fit up your driveway. I'm like, huh? He opens the back of the truck. It's cartons and cartons and cartons of boxes, or pallets, I should say. So every pallet, it's like a wooden thing, had like 10 boxes filled with hundreds of boxes. It was just boxes on boxes on boxes. I'm like, oh. Y'all know that TikTok sound? It's like, oh, I have done. That was me. And I'm stressing. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta call my dad. I gotta call my dad. I'm like, Daddy, there's people here and I don't know where to put this. He's like, I'm literally down the street, hold on. Because he was coming home from work. He's like, we gotta deliver this to your office. So we asked the driver, we're like, can you please drive to my office and deliver this since it won't go up the driveway? Thank God he was nice. We go to my office. He tries to get it through the front door. It don't fit. It doesn't fit. And I'm like, oh. And I'm sweating. I'm profusely sweating because I'm about to have an anxiety attack. And my dad's like, we gotta carry up each of these boxes one by one. And keep in mind, I didn't know this at the time, but now I know there was over 100 boxes. Like, not little boxes like this. Imagine like a big Amazon package, like this big, this thick, and it's heavy. 100 of those. And I'm gonna tell you this, I'm not on the first floor. No, no, no. So it's not like, oh, you walk through the front door, there I am. No, no, no. So then I'm like calling Carlos, he's my fiance. I'm like, you gotta come to the office, like please, like my dad's gonna flip out on me, like please. Carlos came, my dad was there, I was there, my brother was there, my mom was there, the delivery truck driver was helping us carry it. Like, I was so stressed and it basically took up my entire office. I'm gonna insert a clip right now to show you guys what it looked like when I first put all the boxes in my office. So yeah, and And that's the thing, that's not even all of them, because some of the boxes we put in the storage closets. If you don't know how my office is set up, I have an entire office tour. I'll also link that in the description, so go watch that office tour if you want to see how it looked like before I had all those boxes there. And here's a little side note, my office basically looks the same from the video I just showed you. And this story happened like a few months ago. The boxes barely budged, but anyways, they deliver it and I'm like, oh my lord. And my mom is so mad at me. She's like, oh my god, like why would you order 10,000 boxes? We're never gonna get through these. And I'm like, I don't know. So I'm stressed. I'm already stressed out, right? Whatever. A few days goes by. Tell me why those same customs people, oh, you actually owe more money. What? I think it's like 600 bucks. Like, you actually owe $600 more. I said, what? I said, how do I owe money if you literally already delivered it a few days ago? Like, what are you talking about? And then they sent me an invoice. Like, they like made up an invoice, right? And I ignored them. I was like, I already paid basically near $12,000 at this point. Okay, I already paid $12,000. You're not getting any more money out of me. And let me just say, the boxes were really good quality. Like, the boxes came as described, really good fit quality, says hello fabulous. It's just I didn't like how the vendor didn't disclose those fees. Do you get what I'm saying? And when I'm calling them out, I'm like, oh, you didn't tell me I was gonna pay all this. They're like, oh, well, we told you. No, you didn't. Because if I would have known I had to pay an extra basically $2,000, I would have never went through with the boxes. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like they were really sneaky. And the fact that they kept hitting me up after this all happened and I told them I had to pay all these fees, they're like, oh, hey dear, are you interested in more? No, 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 do not talk to me. I blocked them. And it's crazy because I blocked them and they would keep calling my phone asking if I want more. They'd call me. I blocked their phone and they kept emailing me. It's crazy. Like, they were harassing me. So yeah, I haven't heard from them since because I blocked them everywhere. But then I got engaged back in April, and this is relevant to the story because I posted it on my personal Instagram. Tell me why the customs people were like, hey dear, saw you got engaged, congrats, are you gonna pay the fees? So you're telling me that you're following me on my personal Instagram and you're trying to harass me out of my money? No, didn't respond. They emailed me again. I would say every month since April they've been emailing me, and now it's officially September and they actually just emailed me again today. And let me tell you exactly what they said. Dear, I'm following up this past due open invoice, and then in all red font, so they knew they wanted me to know they were serious. If we still haven't heard anything back from you guys, we will have the debt collection company step in according to our company policy. So then that's when I'm like, okay, I'm breaking my silence because now y'all are trying to play with me. I said, hello, I think it's absolutely ridiculous that I paid over $1,000, which still wasn't enough, and you said I owed more. You then proceeded to deliver the items and you still say I owe money. I will never, in all caps, be working with you guys ever again. At this point, it's fraudulent. That's what I said, because like, if I owed you more money, why would you deliver the packages, right? Am I crazy? Because if I owed money, why wouldn't you put the package on hold and be like, I'm not delivering it until you give me the money? That's what they did the first time. They would not deliver my packages until I paid the customs and storage fees. And they're saying I still have storage fees. How do I still have storage fees if the packages are sitting in my office? What storage fees? And now they're stressing me out because I'm like, oh my god, like, I know the debt collector is nothing to play with. So now they're making me nervous, and they emailed me back and they CC'd like two other people. Their names are Shake and Bing Bing. Like, I'm not even playing. It says CC Shake and Bing Bing. Please, like, I can tell they have an attitude now, because now they're like, you know, when people have an attitude when they put like periods after every sentence, like, I hope you get what I'm saying, like a space period. Do you guys get what I'm saying? I feel like girls will understand what I'm saying. Like, I know their normal typing. This typing, I can tell them that. They're like, please explain the items, in parentheses, storage fee, and parentheses, custom duty on the second invoice. Thank you, period. Instead of an exclamation point, they put a period to let them know, to let me know that they mean business. Like, I mean business too. Do not play with me. Do not play in my face, because I gave you thousands of dollars, okay? And so far, nobody has emailed me. Like, the Shake and Bing Bing haven't emailed me back. I don't know, but apparently the storage is $183.75 that I owe, and customs are $500. So what did I pay you $1,000 for? If that's, because that's what it says in the invoice right now on my phone on September 11th. What did I pay $1,000? What did they do? Just pocket the money? Like, I'm just confused. So it's still an ongoing problem, and I have officially decided I will never be ordering from this vendor ever again in my entire life. And I'm just so upset with myself because after this happened back in like February, March, right? This is all when it all happened. I hit up one of my loyal vendors. I get my Couboutons from this guy. I get pepper spray. Like, this guy basically is me everything. I have multiple vendors, but like he's the most reliable one. Like, I love him. And I hit him up and I was like, oh hey blank, I don't want to disclose his name, like that's my little plug or whatever. I was like, hey, like, do you by any chance like make custom boxes? Like, I know I don't buy packaging from you. He was like, oh yeah, like let me just check the warehouse. This entire time my loyal vendor did packaging and it was cheaper, and I know he's not gonna play me in my face because I have been working with this vendor for 3 years. 3 years. Me and this vendor are like this. Like, there have been times where I'm like, I'm gonna call him Betty because I'm wearing Betty Boop on my shirt if y'all don't see it. I'll be like, oh hey Betty, like I have a launch next week and I just realized I need 100 more pom-poms. Is there any way you can like rush ship them? And he'll be like, oh yeah, like don't worry about it, like don't worry about paying. Next time you place a big order, you could just pay it. And he trusts me that much to where he'll send something before I even pay, because we just have that like that trust, because we've been working together for 3 years. So then the next time I place a big order, let's say I'm ordering like thousands of Couboutons and thousands of pepper sprays and thousands of this, thousands of that, he'll add on like, oh don't forget, like, you know, we sent you that 100 pom-poms, we'll just include an invoice, you know. So I wish I would have just gone with him to begin with, but I personally won't be buying boxes again for various reasons. Number one, way too expensive. Number two, I didn't realize how much space it would take up in the office. Number three, it just takes too much time building them. I know it takes like literally like 30 seconds to build one box, but I have 10,000 boxes and we can't build them all because there's just no space. So we just kind of have to build them as we go. I would say my mom builds like 50 boxes at a time. If you don't know, my mom works for me. She builds like 50 boxes at a time. When I go through those 50, she has to make more. It's just really inconvenient, but they're really cute. I would say the pros are they look really cute. That's the only pro. So the only way I would consider boxes again, not from that vendor, from my Betty Boop vendor, okay, like I said, that's their code name. I would say if I have a warehouse, I have more employees, more space, more time, more money. That's the only way I would do it, because then at that point it would be worth it. But right now I'm still a small business. People don't believe that because they're like, oh, like you have over 1 million followers. I was like, yeah, I have 1 million followers, which is a blessing, but it doesn't mean I get like 1 million orders. I've never gotten 1 million orders, you know what I mean? I'm still a small business. Me and my mom are the only people who work full-time, and then my brother just takes the pictures, my grandma helps me make the wristlets, and then my fiance and my dad help for free when necessary. But yeah, I would say maybe when I turn into something bigger, I would definitely use the boxes, but until then, I think I should stick to my poly mailers. It was definitely a lesson learned. It was a $12,000 lesson that I will never do again. But at least you guys like the boxes. They're cute. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think I was wrong because, you know, I should have known about the customs fee and the storage fee? I didn't even know storage fee was a thing. I knew customs fees, which is why I asked the people, oh, is there custom fees? But let me know, what would you guys do if you were in this situation, and what do you guys think I should do now? Like, there's still, I think I might just call up the 600 because I'm actually really nervous that they're gonna send it to the debt collector, and I don't want to have bad credit and have the debt collector come after me. Like, I'm not doing that. I have really good credit, so I don't know, I might end up coughing the money. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. And if you guys like these types of story times, I have so many more business story times where I lost thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars. Just let me know. Bye.